Hi everyone, Coach Sarah here. So in this video, we're going to go through how to create those image ads. So I'm going to show you a quick example of how to research. There will be other videos on how to research your competitors and how to research your product. So make sure you watch them first. But I'm just going to go over a quick overview, and then I'm going to show you how to make the prompts and then make the images. Okay. There is multiple different ways that you can do this. You can have systems set up and everything. But first of all, you just want to do it this way. Get used to making those prompts and making those images before you systemize anything, before you try and automate anything, make it work first of all. Okay. So what we're going to do is what we normally do. We can go to the Facebook ads library. So there are plenty of different ways to research, and you've seen them in the research above. But for example, if you want to go to ads library, you're just going to type in ads library into Google and come over to the Facebook ads library. Okay. When you come over here, yours would say United States. You're going to have here all ads, and then in here again you can type in all the different terms that you search for. So if you know a brand, you can search them. If you just search the product name, you can search that. You can search any sort of anything that's in your product. You're just going to type it in here. So for example, I put probiotic in there, and we can come and have a look. Now, it follows the same way that we normally show you, where you want to make sure that the ads have been running for at least a couple of days, at least a week, and they have a few ads running for them. So you can click up here on the filter, and then you come here and change the date, move it back a week, so that you get the results of ads that have actually been running for a while, okay? Always remember that the first few days they've been tested those ads out, they're not winners yet. So we want to look later on and find those ads, especially for the ads, ones that have been working for a little bit longer on the platform for longer, okay? But say you're scrolling through and you can see here, like this one here is an image ad, this one here is an image ad. These are image ads for other products, but this one here is an image ad. So we can see the image ads, this one here, this one here. So there's a lot of image ads being used, ones like this. So this is, like I was saying, those sort of native or those sort of advertorial ads where you're not actually seeing the product, or something like this where you're not actually seeing the product. It's just something to catch your eye, or something that looks like it's actually on the platform. Okay, so here another one, here another one. So loads of different places, loads of people using image ads. So what you're going to do is when you find something, so for example, if we want to look into this one, what I usually do is right click and open up in a new tab for this competitor. Okay, go into their site and actually have a look in their site. So when we go over, we're going to click on here to see the details. We're going to see transparency and privacy policy, and then go to the ad library, and it'll open up their ad library, and then you can have a look into there. Okay, and then we just scroll through. So we find this one here again, just make sure, like this one, 27th of June 2025. So we can have that's an example of one. Here's another example of one. Here's another example of one. This is more of a native ad one. So you can see that. And then here, like, it's talking about the problems rather than showing their product. Okay, so you're going to see all the different variants of ads. Now, what I forgot to show you in the last video was that when you are running your campaign, you're going to have a campaign, and then you're going to have different ad sets based on the different angles. So it could be a CBO or an ABO, but in the next video, we'll go through how to set that up. But each ad set is going to have a different angle. So you have angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. So this could be, if it was for the test, this one here, it could be for prostate, it could be for ED, and it could be for, what's another thing we had here, cellular. So we can have each one of them are different angles. And then under each angle, we're going to have you can have 3 if you want to, but the more you put in there, the more you're given Facebook to have a look at. But so you can put even like 10 to 20 images under there. You want to put a vast amount, a few images in there so that you can test. Now you want to keep them the same. So if, like, for example, if they're native, you want to do different variants, different images of native ads. Okay, so that's why we want to make sure we're making loads of images using what we went through here, because we can easily make, 10 different versions of this from different inspirations, and we can stick them all under here, under this image ad. Okay, so you want different versions of ads. You don't want them all to look the same, but you want to be the same sort of not niche, but so they're either all native ads, or they're all advertorial ads, or they're all product ads. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. They would just be all native, but slightly different images. Okay, so when you're doing your research, you will copy that competitor, find that ad here, make it into all the different angles, and then put them in a section. So this one will go in one ad set, this one will go another ad set, this one will go another ad set, this one will go another ad set, because I hit the different angles, okay? And then next to here, our next inspiration will give us the next image that we put in that section, okay? So building out a list here, a list of about, you can start with 3 to 5, but you want to add maybe a couple more of those images under each ad set, okay? So once you have done your research, you're going to come in here and you're going to find that ad. So it could be this one here. We can click on this button here, see the ad details, and we can see the image here. So we can quite easily take this image and now use it to create our image ads, okay? What I usually do is I'll take a screenshot of that, take the link and add it to a spreadsheet. So I just build up a spreadsheet of the ads and the competitors. Okay, so a simple spreadsheet which literally have the image, the next will be the link, and then next to it, the product, the company name. So, or maybe the link to the company Facebook page, so that I can go back to their ads library whenever I want to. Okay, so you don't have to keep much, but you may just want to add the spreadsheet so that you've got them all on there, and then you can work from there. But once you have those, having done your research and you have a spreadsheet of those images, you can take screenshots and then move to the next part. So once you have an image, so let's just show another couple. So this one here, which is O positive, they've got a couple as well. So you've got one like this, you've got one like this, one like this. So once you have an image you want to use, you want to take a screenshot. So say we want to do this one, for example, we want to go and have a screenshot of the product. So now we have a screenshot, we can use it as our inspiration to go and make multiple different images based on all the different angles. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come over to ChatGPT and we're going to open up a new chat. So open up a new chat. What I would suggest that you do is that you open up a project. Okay, so you can set up projects. You just click on this dot here, and then you can go move to a project, set up a new project, and then have everything under the same project. Okay, because once you start giving information to ChatGPT, you want to keep it all together, and then your projects will just be under here. So you'll have all your projects in here, and every chat that you have will be underneath it. Just keeps everything together and has all the information there. But you're going to click new chat, and then the first step we do before we go and look at the inspiration is actually get all the different problem solutions and angles that our product can go after. Okay, so before we actually go and take that screenshot, we actually need to do this bit first. Okay, so let's just backtrack a second and do this bit first. So what we're going to do is we are going to get our product information. Now, how you get this is totally up to you how you do your research. It could be from your suppliers when you go and find the product you're going after and you go and collect all the information about the product. It could be from your research with Manus, and it's built up a branding proposition guide for you that goes through everything about your product. It could be that you just grab the ingredients from Supplify or any of the other suppliers that you use and give it that. Okay, so anything that you can find about your products, and definitely the ingredients of the products, you want to go and gather that all together and put it onto a Word document or a PDF. Once you have that, what you're going to do is come in here into a new chat, click open, add photos and files, find that folder where you saved it. So say we're using this one, and click open. You're then going to paste in a prompt like this. Based on the following document, so this document here, please can you give me all the different angles for this product? You can also say, let me just type it out again. Please can you give me all the different angles, problems, and solutions that I can use to market this product. Okay, so Either one will work, but this one will give you all the different angles of the product. This one, you're asking for the different problems and solutions that you can market for this product, okay? And then when you click go, what it will do is it will give you all the angles, okay? So this is the microbiome one. Then we have here the urinary, can't say the word. I've lost it, urinary tract support there. You've got the odor one there, the pH balance one there. So it will break down all the different angles that you can go after. So bloating, immune support. So even though you may have your product and think, oh, this just helps with immune system, it actually can help with a lot of different things. And you can advertise your products in all different angles, and you actually will be surprised about which angle will work for you. Okay, so you want to test them all to find the one that works for you. And this allows ChatGPT to take all your product details, give it, and then break it down into all the angles and all the problem solutions that you actually solve. Okay, so once you have all them, all you're going to do is either copy and paste it into a Word document or ask ChatGPT to give you a PDF or a Word doc that you can use, okay, and download. And if you ask it for that, it will just add it at the bottom. You can save it to your computer. Put it in a file. I usually have a file that has the products in there. So if we click on here, I'll show you for Margarita's brand. So I have a folder for her brand. I have a picture of her because I use her in some of the images. And then I have a picture of the product. So, and then I haven't got it in here actually, but I would have the details of the product in here as well, so that I can always pull it up. It's always on my desktop. Okay, so I advise that you do that. You have it somewhere that you can always pull it up to use. Okay, so that is the first step. Find the information about your product, put it into ChatGPT and get all the problems and solutions that it solves. Once you have that document, that is now where we can use it to make these inspiration images from our inspiration. Okay, so what we're going to do is, again, we can come in and go to a new chat. So click new chat. And then in here is where we're going to now copy and paste that image. So we will come over here. We would copy this image here. We would paste it into here like this. If it's your first one, I would give it the document. So as you can see here, we've got the document here. So you add photos, find our document that we made of all the problem solutions. And then you can write a prompt like this that says, based on all these angles, please can you give me a detailed image prompt to recreate this image similar to the one attached for my product for each angle listed below. Okay, so keep the structure the same for the image and the text hook and the banner. So if it's got a banner or anything, you can add it at the bottom there. Just update the image and text to reflect each angle. Okay, so you don't have to go into detail. You don't have to add this bit, but you just want to say to it, based on all the angles in my spreadsheet, please give me a detailed image prompt to recreate each one similar to this. Okay, so that's all you need to say. You don't need to have this bit. I was trying to make other images very similar, but you don't have to add that bit. Okay, but you do want to add this bit where it says, read my spreadsheet, find out all the different angles. Now look at this image and make me different prompts based on each of the angles. Okay, very simple. And then as you can see here, it said this one, so the microbiome one, there's one for that one, there's one for this one, there's one for this one, there's one for this one, and one for this one. Okay, so now all of a sudden I have now 11 image prompts that I can now make images from based on this one image. Okay, so that is the first step, and that is this step here, where we've taken our inspiration and we've made it into all the different problems and solution angles. Okay, so once you have that first one, you can then, you don't even have to add the product. So if I can show you here, you can just say, based on, you don't have to upload this again. So this is another example that we found, and we just said, based on all these angles, please give me a detailed image prompt to recreate a similar image attached for each angle. Okay, and then here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can see quite quickly that you can make, with these 2 images, we have 22 images that we can make. Okay, so once we have, I'll just get rid of that. Once we have the prompt, then we just need to create the images. So again, this is totally dependent on where you make your images. If you make them into Gemini, you can take the prompts here. So you grab this one here, copy, come over to your Gemini. So if I just come open, we need to open up a new one. And then you're going to paste it into here, you're going to click on the tools, create image. You can use the Pro, which is Nano Banana 2, or you can use the fast one here, that's Nano Banana Pro. And then you just click go and it will create your image for you, okay? So that is the first how you can do it. The second way is to use a tool like Higgsfield. So this is where Higgsfield is really good because you can create 4 images at once. You can also create up to 8. You 4 off of in the unlimited, and then you can create 8 if you use some of your credits. The credits are like 2 cents, 2 points per image. So very, very cheap, and you have like 1,500 credits to use. So you have plenty of credits if you want to just continually make images. You can do unlimited, it'll just take a little bit slower. So what you want to do is in Higgsfield, you want to come over here to image, create image, and then down here, you want to paste your prompt. So that prompt that we just got, you paste it into here. You want to come here and use a Nano Banana Pro. You want 1 by 1 because they're image ads, so we have 1 by 1. You can do 1K or 2K, totally up to you. And then we want 1 image batch, and then here we can have unlimited. Click go, and then it will start to create the image here for us, okay? So that is the first one. That is this one here. Now, if we want to make another one based on that, all we're going to do is come back in here, come back to this model here and find another model. And you want to find an older model like GPT because that will give you a completely different image. And then again, you want 1 by 1, and then you just click unlimited again, okay? So we've got our first one. Then all we do is come back here, grab this second one, copy it, and then delete and paste, okay? And then go Nano Banana Pro, unlimited, and then ChatGPT, GPT, unlimited. So you can see very quickly, we have now made 4 images that we can use, okay? The GPT ones, like I said, will look a little bit weird. So like this one here, sometimes they don't even spell it properly, like here. But that is fine. You can test them because, again, they could stop the scroll. It looks a little bit weird, looks a bit different. So people sometimes will stop and look at that. It also encourages people to talk because they'll be like, oh, well, you know, that's spelled wrong or that is wrong. So that also adds more engagement on your ad that sends it out further. But as you can see from the same prompt, we have this image, and they're different. So we could test these 2 different images, okay? So from one prompt, we can get 2 images, and then we just do the second prompt, okay? So this is about the microbiomes, and this is about the urinary one. So we're going to build out different images based on the different angles, okay? So this would go in one ad set, and these 2 would go in another ad set. And then we just carry on. So we could do the next one, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, etc. Copy and paste them into here. You can do them one after another. If we're using a mix between GPT and Nano Banana Pro, you can actually do like 8 images at a time because they're different models, okay? So you can just keep going in here, doing the next one, do the next one, do the next one, okay? So you can see how quickly you can start. That's why we have hundreds of images in here, because I can make them very, very quickly, get in the prompt from ChatGPT and then put them into here, okay? And then all you're going to do is click download and download that image to your computer, ready for you to test. The last one is if you want to add in your product. So if you've got your product, you just need to give that your product to ChatGPT and to Higgsfield. So for example, this is an example from Euro. That's our inspiration image, and this is the product here. So we just give it the image and give it the product. If you haven't given it your details already, then give it the details of your product. And then again, just ask it to create, give you a detailed prompt to recreate the image, but change the product to match yours, okay? So you want to make sure that you are giving it the inspiration, asking it to give you a prompt to recreate, but also say, change out the product to match my product. And then once it gives you that prompt, you're going to copy this prompt. You're going to paste it into here. And then on here, on upload image, you're going to find your product. So like I said, I keep it in a folder. You can keep it there and click open. Now, once you have that there, you can, for these ones, you want to use Nano Banana Pro because it will give you a better image. So you want to click it on there. Now, Higgsfield have just updated their thing here where you can click this at, and you can actually add elements into here. So you can add your characters in here from here, your character sole ID characters. You can add locations and props and images. So you can go in here and add your product. So you don't have to keep uploading it each time. You can add it in here, and then all you would do is click add at, click on it, and then it will be added into here. Okay, so once you have your image, you can come and add it to your assets there, and you can continue to use it. But you need your product and then the prompt, and then Nano Banana Pro, one by one, unlimited again, and then click go and wait for it to create the image. Okay, so here are just another couple examples. So this one and this one are also the same prompt. So if I click this twice, it will make slightly different variations of ads. So this one here is the same prompt as this, but I just clicked the button twice. I clicked it once, it made this one, clicked it again, and it made this one. So you can actually make, from the same model here, Nano Banana Pro, different images as well. And then these two are from ChatGPT. They're not as realistic, but again, that can stop the scroll. So we can try one like that and one like that and see which one our competitors like the best. Okay, so that is how you make your images. In the next video, I'm going to show you a tool that was made by the amazing coach Amanda that will also help you to build out some prompts that can also help you to make images for your store or give you native images to test out.